Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one and the only master propaganda hero, like defender of the fatherland, up here to glorious wanderers 1v1 on Faymonville Approach in the north. This is Barbarossa, fighting for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, the 10th Tank Corps, here with advanced warfare tactics featuring the T-35 medium tank, radio intercept, conscript assault tactics, infantry repair kits, and altitude attacks in the south. It is Oziligath, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, here with Mechanized, featuring the command tank 250-1 half-tracks, vehicle critical repair, spotting scopes, and light defensive Blitzachse artillery, forming up here with the 16th Panzergrenadier Division. And under my left hand, looking at it hungrily, we have Basil, the kitty cat. So gunning MD42 here versus double conscripts for Barbarossa, and as always, a big hearty thanks to my page supporters, champion heroes one and all. Other people can join the ranks by pledging on Patreon or donate by PayPal, and finally, commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing, also appreciated. But we've already got fighting here as Barbarossa strikes hard here for the Red Army against the Pawnees for the northern point, Oziligath versus MP40s, and sadly for Oziligath, the conscripts staying at range. Otherwise, up close, the Pawnees actually have a chance with MP40s, but again, the conscripts are not wisely enough there. That would have been a tactically very bad move there by Barbarossa to move up close there. We got the MD42 arriving here. The Pawnees were at least able to buy time there for the MD42. But they are in heavy cover now still. If one of them pokes the nose out a bit too far, the squad can get suppressed. Third conscript there for Barbarossa. He's got a bit of force in the south here, but he's pulling more and more troops to the north. And of course the question is this going to be like really worthwhile here for Barbarossa? I see risk feeding the machine gun. Basil slowly trying to get to my hand now. Trying to look innocent about it too. Oh, I'm just trying to have a bite of your hand, sir. Don't mind sharing, do you? Contra going for deeper flanking against the MD42. Contra, there's a press need to retreat. In fact, they're still unhealthy. There's like a tiny chance of wipe their thing already now. South side engineers having good progress there. Oziligath can soon go for the third Grenadier squad up north. Contra being suppressed here. Fourth conscript there for Barbarossa and the 10th Tank Corps. Clashing aggressively. But four conscripts there. Maybe he's actually going to use the conscript assault tactics, equip his men with the PPSH-41 submachine gun. Third Grenadier squad there for Oziligath. In the south here, Grenadiers definitely not in a great position there, and will have to retreat in the face of Oziligath's Grenadiers. Conscripts out there. So definitely should also consider some medics soon here, because there's going to be a lot of conscripts that are going to be doing a lot of bleeding there otherwise. Tech on the way there for Oziligath. Ground northern points. We can go for the medics. Unless he's planning like a 5th conscript squad. That'd be something else. In the south, he can just grab the point here. We'll have to see if Oziligath goes for the 250-1 half track. Probably not. Sadly, most players never go for it, but it's really neat. In the south, he comes to the Grenadiers here, getting a quick kill there as Yevgeny drops dead. In the center, Eagle leads 2 squads there against 1 Grenadier squad here. And farther up north here, Boris leads a small attack. And he's in fact going for 5 conscripts. Good golly, Miss Molinsky. Conscripts are pursuing the Grenadiers in the centre. Like to make a nice company of the Oziligath and the German army. The 16th Panzergrenadier Division. Sandbags up here by the northern field point. Steadily with all this infantry, Barbarossa will outmaneuver Oziligath, and of course Oziligath will need to hit back hard at this sheer tide of infantry being unleashed here by Barbarossa. So there we go. That's a 5th conscript squad. He's still halfway towards the submachine guns. Though we definitely is going to need medics for that many conscripts. Like, the other option, of course, would somehow be a half track, but that's going to take too long for him to get out. Unlike the Wehrmacht way for the year, like Oziligath could go for the 251 half track now. That could also provide some mobility with all these conscripts. We'll have to see. I do believe we are in fact seeing the medics there. There we go. That is a pretty heavy infantry approach here by Barbarossa. Bit of a rare one actually to be seen from the Soviets here. Bit of a rare one. A mortar, I think, would also be a really good addition to support all these conscripts of smoke support there to make it harder for Oziligath to use his machine gun efficiently against otherwise that many conscripts. So back hit reinforcing healing, and he's close to the 2 command points. light machine guns being handed out here for Oziligath Grenadiers, and I think that's going to be a very good idea as to what's going to come in its direction. A Panzer Grenadier squad would also be a very excellent addition. Flanking in here, getting held up here by the MD-42 there. In the south, we got a engineer squad they're holding up. Could consider some mines, but then again, that means less submachine guns in the short term. Got grenades, they're also crucial, of course, particularly since he's got no guardsmen. He will need anti-tank grenades against a 222 or a potential half-track. So thumbs up there to Barbarossa. They will need a field gun, I think, out sooner rather than later. Grab the center for the Grenadiers. There we go, 222 out for Oziligath, the German army, Deutschland. South the engineers was the pioneer. We got minesweepers out the Oziligath as well here. Obviously, not a direct combat asset. Unless they get, like, implement close quarters combat, in which case I guess they could try and hit them with a minesweeper. But even then, I don't think a minesweeper is a particularly great melee weapon. Bit too fragile. Unless you attach a bayonet to it, I guess. Gunners moving forward here for Oziligath. No sign of light machine and Gewehren. Barbarossa now has access to the submachine gun upgrades, though he's yet to equip his men with the PPH-841, aka the Pepeshka. Pulling forwards here though. Can't see it caught by the armoured car in the open. Send me out the counter the Grenadiers there. But overall, Barbarossa team got control. We got there, go hit the dirt. Should of course tell Oziligath that he might also be facing submachine guns, since those two ability things go hand in hand. Though of course again, even then there's some places just never bother with the submachines. There you go, Barbarossa is one of those guys who does bother with the submachine gun. 2 thumbs up. Gunny's right in the centre there. So counter assault package almost done. Opens up for the triple PPH-41. Which was a further development of the PPD-40, which was a submachine gun by Decisive, which is incorporating, I think, elements of the Swarmy submachine gun. Swarmy, not Swarby, which was a Finnish submachine gun. And car catching the conscripts here. Getting a few kills in there. Of course, he needs to get close with the submachine guns, but if you can get close to the submachine guns, they do pack a hell of a punch. Couple of submachine guns there as well. Gunnies up close will definitely be forced to retreat in the face of the PPD-41, which had an incredibly high rate of fire for a submachine gun. Pursuing the Grenadiers as well. There we go. Already getting a bit of damage in the veterans. One achieved on the counter-clips there. Countering northwards there. Of course, we'll need to see if he actually equips all 5 counter squads with submachines. There you go, that's the third one, leaving only 2 squads to go here. I mean, again, that is a lot of close quarter firepower, meaning a good flanking from Barbarossa could be devastating against the Oziligath. We're just going for Panzer Grenadiers, very good there. They can definitely help against the PPH-841. They're wielding Frontovics there under Barbarossa's command. Note in this case, they're using the drum magazine, which would still be phased up because the drum magazine had a variety of issues. One of them was you couldn't actually load it full with ammunition due to some issues with the spring, but also there was just like reliability issues in terms of like, you know, you couldn't actually like find spare magazines a lot of the time due to them not handling mass production well. And finally, they're just like really big and unwieldy, which created further issues. So they moved towards box magazines. Little fun fact there. But still, it is a fairly iconic submachine gun, particularly the one with the drum magazine. Time to push back the counter still. Barbarossa is just really pushing back. Oziligath, we got the T-10 on the way here. A bit delayed further than normal. But still, that is quite the assault force here for Barbarossa. And fun fact about the Third Army, as the war went on, increasingly larger and larger proportions of a third division would have, its infantry would have been equipped with submachines. By the time, like by 1944-45, half of all the infantry in a third division would have been submachine gun equipped. Taking to the Grenadiers here again, no real upgrades here, so becomes much easier for the country just to close in without suffering any sizable casualties and just shred those Germans up close. So this is, I would say, is a very historically accurate build in the sense there for Barbarossa, armor cutting westwards. Pack 40 there for Oziligath. I was concerned about a T-70 backing up all these conscripts. As of course just going to mean, you know, more offensive momentum here from the Red Army. T-70 arriving here. Pack 40's halfway down. There goes snipes. Auto Pentacles there. Probably should be moving away from the T-70 rather than towards it. Just a small suggestion, but really it is just applying intense pressure here to Oziligath. And of course it is a lot of conscripts, so he can set up things correctly. He could technically bleed out Barbarossa, but Barbarossa so far is handling his engagements, I think, fairly intelligently, making it a bit difficult there for Oziligath without getting offensive himself. With Panzer Grenadiers, he's going to need, I think, more than one to really make that work in the short term. So far though, Barbarossa just keeps up the pressure. He's just launching attack after attack, looking for gaps, weak spots, and just pouring in the counters then. And of course, if he gets caught in an awkward spot, he can just hit the dirt to like negate incoming damage somewhat. It's a very powerful ability. It used to be even more powerful, but they actually applied some nerfs to it, so the unit performs less well in terms of firepower as well. So there you go, he's down just one conscript corps now needing to be equipped with submachine guns as well. The Germans probably would capture millions of them as well. In fact, they convert a few millions as well to using German ammunition that become the MP41R, which would also use a box magazine. Basically, just use the MP40 magazine in the submachine gun that way. Little funfair there. See something about here for Barbarossa. Panzer Grenadier pushing forwards here. 3 kills, close to veterans you 1. T-70 engaging there as well. Pack 40 is busy up north. He's at least gained a slight sliver there of terrain up north here against Barbarossa, but Barbarossa just continues to exert huge map control there. Going straight in for the Mechanized and Company here. Going to rush out those T-35s. Imagine here versus Oziligath, who's just firmly trying to stay alive here versus the Russians. Comes to suppressed by the MB-42. A few mines here now I think would also be a good addition here for Oziligath, like maybe try and catch up the tanks here. And I think will be crucial, I think, for continued survival of anything. Bring up the northern assault. There you go. We will be looking at a 5 submachine gun conscript build here from Barbarossa. That is absolutely bloody amazing. And horrifying to be on the receiving end of. And there you go, Grenadiers there, you can see they're quickly suffering intense damage. In fact, they could get wiped out here by the submachine wielding conscripts. There you go, Pack 40 is now caught in state. There you go, that's going to be wiped in a Pack Storm. That is a huge blow here to Oziligath. Really, absolutely humongous loss here, and absolutely the worst timing to do so. And there you go, quick merger to ensure that Oziligath cannot quickly out the Pack 40 unless he gets really intensely lucky about it. Huge blow here, meaning of course there's nothing to really stop the T-70 with, but also crucially, nothing to really stop the coming armor with. And plus, when Oziligath finally gets out his own tanks, they're going to be in the receiving end of that Pack 40 as well. This is just a huge blow to Oziligath. These submachine gun conscripts just wreaking havoc on the Oziligath. Absolute havoc. Pioneer using Salford's there. Second Pack 40 on the way there. He has tagged up, but obviously the manpower pressure is so intense. I think he's going to need Stooks here, to just have a chance here versus Barbarossa. Like, he needs the intense firepower of the Sturmgeschütz. Plus, more Panther down the road, I think, would also be of help. But yeah, there we go. Troop reinforcing healing here for Barbarossa. Later on, the Surge would develop the PPS-43 submachine gun, as I say, a more simplified and easy to make submachine gun. Slightly lower rate of fire as well, though, which is actually quite common in most of those submachine guns. Similarly, the Grease gun, simplified version in some ways of the Thompson, also at a lower rate of fire, but was technically also easy to control. That said, they never quite got around to making enough numbers for it to really make an impact, though, and mostly, again, most of the troops would have equipped all the way to the end of the war with the PPS-41. So, little fun fact there. Quick retreat in the face of Barbarossa's Frontovics. Finishing the cannon MB-42. Grenadiers, armoured car, and current fan got the spotting scopes here for the armoured car to get a slightly clearer heads up here on any sort of assaults. Of course, it can also use infantry awareness to get a bit more information on that. Yeah, Supporma caught into Stuttgart right now. I think it's going to be a very good idea for Oziligath. Of course, Panther 4s and Austrians will also be a good investment, but I think, the incoming title of T-35s will make Stooks look very good. But that said, I wouldn't have thought we'd want to go for Panther 4 against all of this. But also, they're briefly considering the T-34-6, and technically not a bad idea, but I think just T-35 is just going to be so much better. And with all the conscripts and the T-70, it's not like he's got a dire need for anti-infantry. Just paying a bit more for more premium tank, I think it's going to be a better investment there for Barbarossa. The Oziligath here, again, probably going to go for the Penta 4, but honestly, Stuke would also be a good investment. But that said, again, Penta 4, bit more around and crucially also helps a lot more with the infantry, which of course continues to be a pressing matter upon Oziligath's back. Maximum weight for Barbarossa and the Red Army, not a bad idea, though again, I would strongly urge a mortar, I think, more than anything, because again, that can be much more useful offensively in disrupting Oziligath's defences. I mean, the Maximum, again, is not a bad choice at all, not one bit, but I really feel like this is one of those situations where mortar is going to be absolutely amazing. Got the Panzer running against the conscripts, hosing them with a Sturmgewehr 44. And he's right there. Conscript no him before setting up as well there. Routing the front of X there, close to 2 up north here. Conscripts the armoured car. Pretty much doing all the fighting up north, and there we go. We do get the Panda 4 again, nothing wrong in that, but there's this, likely time of T-45s. I think the Stuke will be excellent. Still, despite all this, I think, again, Oziligath's done quite well turning this tide slowly against Barbarossa. Again, I think part of the issue is just Barbarossa should have gone for a mortar sooner. But anyways, Maxima, Panda 4 halfway done. Barbarossa is moments away from the T-45 here being called in. Sorry about that. Bit of a hiccup there. Panda 4 almost done. Going to northwards here for Oziligath. Panzers with engineers. Panzer ready. South here we've got the Grenadiers with the conscripts. T-45 on the way there for Barbarossa. Armoured car there halfway to the ace level. I also think at some point Barbarossa probably also, I think, got a bit too careless with all the submachine conscripts. They can be a powerful force, but it does require, you don't completely just waste them on frivolous head-on engagements too much either, and that kind of feels like Barbarossa to an extent, I think, did here a bit versus Oziligath. But there you go, the T-35 has arrived here for Barbarossa, significantly boosting up his forces here versus Oziligath and the 16th Panzer Grenadiers. Nothing further happening there for Oziligath though. Shoots, misses. Could consider adding the spotting scopes to the Panther, of course, here. Of course, with the armoured car having it, it's like he's already got like plenty of, line of sight there. So the armoured car with spotting scopes has some incredible line of sight when standing still. Like on smaller maps, you can effectively just allow you to see most of the map in the right position. In the south here, the T-35 engaged gun is there. Almost wipes the entire squad with a single shot there, highlighting just the power of the T-35 here versus Oziligath's infantry. Almost got the Grenadier squad there. Second pack 40 for Oziligath. He knows he's going to need some firepower there against that T-35 and the other ones that will assuredly be coming his way. Pioneers are caught with the T-35. There's a quick retreat as well there from Oziligath. North here, Panther 4 pressuring the base. There's a lot of troops bunched up. He could try and engage a bit to hope to get some incredible casualties on Barbarossa, but I can also understand not wanting to test that out. Pack 40 almost done here, though. Again, he could have cancelled at this point, just gone for Stug. Mines here for Barbarossa and the Red Army. Obviously, to help catch many German assaults, and certainly more mines here from Barbarossa right now would be an excellent idea. In fact, when he's a bit further ahead on map control, again, mines would also be a great addition there. In fact, we have mines here from Oziligath. Thumbs up to that. S-mines even. Panzers are covering up the S-mine field, making it even more difficult just to clear it out. Plus the armoured car reserve. He's been caught here for the Maxim. And suppressed. Submachine was the Maxim there. On north here, troops enforcing healing. North here, Panther was the constant that goes from to the building here, engaging the Maxim, but they also right in front of the T-45 fires shot straight into the building, which somehow misses most of the Grenadiers. More Pioneers for Oziligath. I think that's an excellent addition there. Can of course repair tanks faster, but also lay down more mines faster. And certainly, again, mines will be crucial, I think, for Oziligath here. to survive against Barbarossa, who now also has access to a stomach attack run. Katyusha Barbarossa, I mean, artillery is good, but again, I think a more than just more T-35s would serve Barbarossa a lot better versus Oziligath personally. Comes the Grenadiers up close, push them back. And particularly since Oziligath is not like, you know, creating like these highly dense defense positions, that's going to be like great for the Katyusha. So again, I think a mortar is just going to be more useful here. Plus again, we'll allow him just to go for more tanks faster, which again, I think personally is more of a priority right now. Should be more priority for Barbarossa. It's just hitting like critical mass with the T-35, at which point he could then consider the Katyusha. So map has stabilized a bit, that's it, though Barbarossa has a significant victory upon leader with Oziligath here. Not to be taken lightly. Katyusha rocket launcher out there for Barbarossa. T-35 they're fixed up, using the infantry repair kit ability to fix up his tanks faster. An excellent addition, and also another reason just to have this also can sort of work out for you. Has some nice synergies there. Go with Katyusha fire here. Ooh, catching the Pioneers here. Use the T-sim spot hit there. I'm surprised he fired at the Pioneers, but it's probably because it's, you know, the Pioneers there was figuring Tellermine, so to catch both the Pioneers, the Tellermine, maybe score a wipe there. So it's going to use the contribution of the T-70, but definitely needs, like, you know, launch a larger scale assault here, I think, versus Oziligath. I'm guessing Oziligath's just going to go more Panther Force versus Barbarossa. To, oh, he set off his own bloody mine. They're going to hit a mine, but that is really bad here for Barbarossa. Got him out for your own mines as well, making paths through there. But looks like the air support will save that T-35s are baking as the pack crew is looking to escape the Soviet Air Force. Grenadiers they're running as cannon shots, they just strafe their asses. Conquering 40 minutes to line fire, the Panther 4 Pack 40 joining in here. More troops moving in there in the centre. Could take out the Pack 4. They're going for troop with Ace. They're running excellent cutting fire here, slowing down Barbarossa's assault and robbing it of momentum. Pack 4 lands a nice hit there. Other troops are, where are they? Moving down south, moving to fix up the T-35 there. Highlights a bit the danger of having to rely too much on the control to repair. They can occasionally, like, you know, rob your assaults of potential momentum, like say had been up here to flank there. I think that'd been much better. Panzer thing on his flanking in there. Good hit on the T-70 there. Packs from 2 points here. Very nice crossfire there. Mine goes off with the Maxim after a bun grenade as well there. Barbarossa needs to be much more careful around his own mines. Comes to the fix up the T-35. Again, the 3 squads can get some fair repairs in there. Pack crew caught here and it's almost getting wiped out. Here's Oziligath strikes. And there you go, wipes the pack crew. Thumbs up to Oziligath. Need to finish off the T-35. Has a lot of countries here versus Oziligath. We got another Panther there for Oziligath as well in the German army. Katyusha is ready to fire again here for Barbarossa and the 10th Tank Corps. Boston goes in the centre. Panther 4 shoots, gets a few kills in there. Mechanized with the spotting jobs as well here. Thumbs up. Not much else of the commander really being used here though by Oziligath so far. No command tanks, no half tanks, just spotting scopes. I mean, I might have missed out for some of the vehicle critical repair ability use, which is still pretty good. T-35 on the move again here for Barbarossa. Katyusha's barrage this time around didn't have much of an impact there for Barbarossa on Oziligath. Which second Panther arrives. North here pushing forward to the mines this time around to help clear out minefields. Thumbs up there. Looks like a slightly bit extra attack this time around for Barbarossa. Where is it? It's not. It's starting to look that way. He left his own men in the minefield. I think you forgot something there, Barbarossa. I think you forgot something. So when you clean these mines, comrades. Comrades, the mines! Oh, shit. God. Guns being forced into the Maxim. Has a bit. Maybe it was a misclick there by Barbarossa. Those can happen. But still, it's gotta be awkward. They're just standing in a minefield, like, you know, the guy's meant to sweep it, just leaves you behind, and then you forget about the mines. Anyways, Katyusha ready to fire again as soon. Barbarossa can soon go for another T-35. He's got another Sturmwing attack here lined up, I think, versus Oziligath. Up north here, consequence back by the Panther 4. Panther goes to reach Veteran 3 in the east level, very good as well. Good shot from the T-35. In the south, he got comes with the Grenadiers here, close to being wiped out though. Another 8 field gun there for Barbarossa, interesting pick here. And there goes after wipe. Meanwhile, Panther 4's driving to the base, flank around the Pack 40. He's going to need some arm support against to help deal with that. But the T-35's basing in the south. Barbarossa seems to be struggling a bit here with the pace of the fighting by now, and we got another air support call in here on the centre against Oziligath. Threatens infantry and anti-tank guns, though not so much the tanks. Car firing away there. Then it's been caught here, pinned down even. Tifa rushing into the scene. Field gun ready here for Barbarossa. Using it from the Tifa from the Grenadiers. Constant following up as well with the submachine guns. Oh, that was a strong hit from the T-35 almost wiped the Grenadier squad. Then he's still in a bit of a bad spot as well there. Damage into the Panther good luck with the T-35 to deal with it. The Pack 40 is not within range. And neither are the Sowed anti-tank guns. They're all back to base. Lying here, the Panther 40 managed to escape here as Oziligath falls in this Pack 40 once more. We've got the armor carrier close to the east level. Further up north here, Panther 4 fixed up. Could lay down some more mines here, obviously. He's still got plenty of missiles floating about. And, well, not a lot of like active abilities to use them on anyways. Barbarossa though really needs to start bringing more tanks, aircraft shot out of the sky there. And tier 4 here for Oziligath and the 16th Panzer Grenadier to be short. Got the Panther 4 up north. He looks like Oziligath got a bit too confident here versus Barbarossa and got spanked. Maximum they're clearing out the Germans and their anti-tank guns. Very good here, except there's a Panther 4 on the flank clearing out the maximum return. And I don't think Barbarossa's realised it, at least it's too late, perhaps even. Armoured covers 9 kills. East level, fixing up the T-35. Desperately needs more tanks. There we go. Heavy Panzer crop there for Oziligath and the 16th Panzer Grenadier Division. Extending forces southwards. Moving in the other Pioneer Squad. Bit of quiet here. Teasing and catching the Grenadiers here. In the east level. Katyusha is still at 2 kills. Again, part of the issue is just like, you know, Oziligath just doesn't provide like a lot of like really great targets for the Katyusha. Like he tends to like, you know, operate a bit more sort of spread out, meaning the Katyusha is just less impactful, and then he's just gone for more to disrupt things and fight more general artillery support. And then gone for more tanks faster. There you go, heavy Panzer crop. Could be Sturmpanzer, could be a Panther. Panzerwerfer, I guess, too, but honestly, I think better off for the howitzer. Okay, he's going for the Panzerwerfer. Or Sturmpanzer, honestly. Sturmpanzer typically tend to do what the Panzerwerfer does, obviously from shorter ranges, but still typically a lot more efficiently. Katyusha barrage off here. Again, like, he's just home to get lucky here, and it's just not really working out for Barbarossa. And so far, this Katyusha is just not achieving much, and partly again, it's just how Oziligath plays tactically. It just really lessens the impact of the Katyusha a lot of the time there. Plus, at times he's just like whiffing with someone's barrages. I mean, that's like hoping to kill a single unit. It's just a complete waste of rocket barrage. And it's like, you know, got a massive cooldown again, and he's just doing nothing. So, definitely feel like this Katyusha's just been a waste of resource so far for Barbarossa. Panzerwerfer out there for Oziligath. Damage into the armoured car. Panzergunners are dealing with the counters here. Unless they can get close enough, the Panzergunners will absolutely beat them there at the east level. Even up close, they have a fairly good chance. North here, contributing for Northern Point there. More engineers here for Barbarossa. Still massive amount of fuel, but again, starting to make an impact. Partly because again the Katyusha is just not pulling its weight. Panther on the move here for Oziligath. We got the Panther firing away there as well. Again, not doing too much either. Similarly to Oziligath Barbarossa's not presenting like any massive targets for the Panzerwerfer either. Northeast, counterport of the armoured car, Panzermarine as well there. Need to treat those cons because they thought it's too late, and even then could be too late. Again, Ace Panzer going to use pack some serious punch alongside the armoured car here, which could just finish them off. We still got 227, so 414, so I mean, Barbarossa still has a lot to work with, but all of these, so say, small issues keep cropping up and sort of like adding more and more sand to the machinery of this Soviet war machine. So, I think Barbarossa just needs to go through water and start churning out tanks. These are the Grenadiers. Telemine standing for Oziligath. Thumbs up. Time to go safe for the Grenadiers here. Getting close with the submachine guns. Which one again, they do have the upper hand here with the PPH-21s. Dealing damage much faster than Grenadiers can deal damage back with the light machine gun. Next one is the MG42, which again is like, you know, why it would have been an excellent choice for Barbarossa to much sooner go for a mortar to that way, make it much easier for the conscripts to close in with the submachine guns. Good head here from the field gun on the Panther 4, punches through the frontal armour. Tifa applying support there. He's going for the Panzerwerfer. Interesting choice here. I mean, I can understand wanting it dead, but at the same time, it's like, you know, probably not his biggest priority, considering it's like so far only killed one guy. Cleared the Pack 40 out, though. That's pretty good. Field gun Pack 40 moving up here, of course, is bunching them up, then meaning there's a really good target here for the Panzerwerfer, possibly. Fortunately for him, though, Oziligath's Panzerwerfer aimed a bit off mark here, so it just ends up doing nothing. Kachusa can fire again there. There we go. Tifa engaging the gun, use the Panzers out in the open. 11 kills so far on it, and again, so far it's overall done a lot more damage than Kachusa's ever had, and had he just gone for more, probably would have done even more damage. That's that. Pioneer's being multiplied with the T-45. There's 16 kills. And the T-Sun's got 9. You come back on the base here, hoping to get lucky, and... oh, T-Sun hit the telemine. Thumbs up to Oziligath there. As always, mines win wars. Now the T-35 there, fighting for Barbarossa, and Oziligath here with the Panther. 16th Panzer Grenadier Division, I believe, did not have any Panthers. Occasionally, the Panzer Grenadier Division would occasionally get their hands on the Panthers, but typically because they'd absorb something like a Panzer Brigade, or were upgraded from a Panzer Brigade into a Panzer Grenadier Division, at which point they could typically find themselves with some Panthers. Typically, though, most Panzer Grenadier Divisions basically just such dukes in their Panzer Battalion. Little fun fact there. Panther halfway done. Second T-35 here for Barbarossa. Second one there with 16 kills still. We got 222 versus 333. Guns being engaged with the T-35, coming from the north here. Shot fired. Panther right around the corner here for Oziligath and for Deutschland. Counter the Grenadiers up close. There's a good chance of wipe here unless Oziligath moves in time. And very narrowly gets lucky enough to avoid that. But there you go. Panther out there. Panzerkampfwagen 5. Sent in from a nearby 7th Panzer Division. Third Panzer Company. Division moving up. Pack being destroyed there. In the centre of their steady advance here by Oziligath against Barbarossa. And caught the Kachusa with the Pack 40. And extra shining blow here for Barbarossa. Yeah, I mean, that Kachusa just really ended up being a not great choice for Barbarossa. I mean, had, you know, Oziligath been a much more blobby type of player, just like really static with like all of the supporters in one place type of player, I think the Kachusa would have been great. But again, the way Oziligath was playing, the Kachusa just... it wasn't a great choice. It was not a great choice. There you go. Panther Barracks actually land some hits there, get some kills. Panther moving forward here. Panther going for the T-45, shot bounces off the side armor there. Panther lands some kills with its machine guns. Goes apart from the T-45, Panther 2-2 and finally takes it out there. That was a really long-lasting armored counter there for Oziligath. There you go, Panther shooting the T-45, almost got it. One more hit and that T-45 could be down to the Panther. The Panzerkampfwagen 5. Or not. 195 to 328. Barbarossa still has the lead here, but in other ways his advantage is slowly melting away in the face of the German Panzer 8 Pack 40 in trouble. Field gun in trouble. Pack 40 is admittedly also in trouble by now. Good hit there. In the south hit going southwards. Fixing up the T-45s, but again, doing it in such a manner that makes it easier for just Oziligath to do again. He could lay down more telemines, making it even harder here for Barbarossa to pull off an assault. All fixed upon under the Germans' control as well. Panther being fixed up. Machine gun setting up in the centre. East Panthers with 31 kills in northwards. 29 kills on the Panzer 4. Let's see what Oziligath does next. I mean, he could consider laying down some machine gun bunkers here and there to make things a bit more defensible. 195 to 297. There you go. One T-45 on the move. Other one is close to go as well here. Looks like we're seeing a southern push here from Barbarossa. Certainly, we might have success. Like, could sort of sweep up from the south. But there you go. So, the guys have seen that coming. So, laying down telemines. Thumbs up there. He's definitely taking advantage of all the downtime here from Barbarossa. That is very good. Very good. Regular field gun. Also very solid. Punching north into the Panther again, east level. There you go. Panther order puts a stop to that. Slow push in the south. Now the conscripts T-45 moving in. In the center, T-45 conscripts also getting ready. Panther lands a nice hit. And they use the spotting choke to make full use of its full range. And there you go. Grenadiers round him as Barbarossa finally sort of, you know, gets things going once more here for the glory of the Red Army and the Soviet peoples. North here, the Panther down to the base here. Gates either the T-45, the Panther pursuing the T-45. Kind of, I think, no. Barbarossa seems to be moving about a bit awkward. He's definitely, I think, unsure as to how to handle this situation right now as Oziligath. Definitely feels a bit unsure. He's also just got so much fuel, but again, he's just not able to use it efficiently. Panther firing another barrage into the base here, hoping to get lucky. Yeah, that kind of worked out. Almost got 2 wipes there on Barbarossa and his men. A-35 tanks there for Barbarossa. And A-35. T-5 rolling about there, halfway to the east level. More mines from there, but also got the Coh2 great idea here. We got one altruistic attack also lined up here for Barbarossa. One good push could perhaps turn them around, the situation around for him again, but it needs to be a really good push, and of course it needs to avoid any telemines, which is obviously the tougher ask out of that. Added spotting scopes to the Panzerwerfer. More telemines. Again, mines win wars, and Oziligath is more than aware of this, so that is excellent. Thumbs up. Passing the fire here. A-35 out there for Barbarossa. Oh dear, yeah, he's about to hit the tunnel. He's not. Again, you can see there's some uncertainty here with Barbarossa. He's not entirely sure how to grasp this versus Oziligath. Oh, he's about to hit the telemine. There he goes, straight to the telemine. Even kills 2 conscripts right next to the Panther there. Anglers being with the Panther fast could have finish it off here. May not need to. Almost got it. Constantly mauled down with the machine guns on the Panther and the Grenadiers as well there. Air support called in. Panther down to half health. got the T-3045 there. Panther's almost knocked out. We got Clinton caught up with the Sword air support up north. T-31 front to the front of the Panther 4. It's about to get knocked out. Pack 40 there, opening up with the target weak point on the H-5. Almost got the tank as well here. It's a complete disaster here for Barbarossa and the Red Army. There we go. Pop goes the weasel. And with that, Barbarossa surrenders. A loss here in the face of Deutschland. A brutal back and forth fight here, but in the end, Barbarossa, I feel like, had a really nice strategy with all the conscripts. The problem was, he didn't quite follow up with what was necessary, which again was this mortars, the smoke to like make it easy for the conscripts to close in and use the submachine guns efficiently. But also, like, he went for the Katyusha against an opponent that's not, it's going to be great against. When again, he just a mortar was so better than going for more tanks, because again, hitting critical mass with the T-35 is really, really powerful. But again, Barbarossa kind of fumbled then, tried to then suddenly play like, you know, much more conventional Soviet Guards motor strategy, where he can kind of get away with this. But, you know, unfortunate, but there you are. But still, really nice to see some submachine heavy strategy there. So again, as you can see, they can be effective, but you need to follow up with the right things here for that to work fully. Oziligath at sea handled quite well. They make good use of mines. Again, Stukes were nice, but the Panther has definitely proved to be very good there as well. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell friends, tell family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial LinkedIn. Cheers. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.